Now, excuse me, now to accept the award and representing Bob, his beloved late wife Faith, and his daughter Kim, please welcome Bob's son, Denton Chase, to the stage.
Yes, the three of us, you want to grab that sign too?
Oh, sure. That would be great.
One, two, three. Thank you.
So before I start, I was approached by a student of the class of '97 who came up to me and said, "Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for what you taught me and my classmates. Can we get a picture?" And I graciously said yes. So we took the picture because I, like Prof. Chase and Benjamin Buttons, do in fact age backwards. So I'd like to think that what my father has done is immortalized like Benjamin Buttons, maybe like the Highlander, through many of you in the room and his thousands of students out there in the world. Going back to 1961, Bob Beck was the new dean of the hotel school. And Bob Chase was his first hire fresh from the submarine base in Groton, Connecticut. In 1964, my father was introduced to computers by a little-known company called IBM in Endicott, New York. He raced back to the dean and said, "This is the future, this is the future." And Dean Beck said, "Forget it, I'll have none of it." Fortunately, my dad persisted, and we fast forward to 1980, and the dean stated, and I quote, "Bob Chase had put us ahead of everyone except the engineers. He was a genius." My father's software, Chase, the Cornell Hotel Administration simulation exercise, would forever entwine his name with the Cornell Nolan Hotel School. His teaching impacted thousands of hotel school graduates across generations, and according to him, his work took him to 38 countries, spreading Cornell's name and the passion for discovery learning. I traveled with him to run the game in at least 6 of those places, including as faraway places as Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. Chris Muller recently shared that he last presented to Crace in 2019, marking a 50-year lifespan for a software that he invented in 1969. Simply unbelievable. How many software applications throughout the world have survived 50 years? Last I checked, Microsoft Windows turned right 38. If you saw the movie Big Fish, you'll remember it's about a charismatic storyteller with a flair for grand, exaggerated tales. In the film, the son tries to separate fact from fiction. His stories paralleled my life with my dad, Professor Robert Chase. My father was surrounded by larger-than-life tales. One article in the Cornell Hotel Society magazine claimed that he was, and I quote, "the first person outside of England to teach computing at a university." Another of his stories that he loved telling was that he was the second Cornellian ever to visit Gambia, Ethiopia. The first Cornellian had disappeared after going for a swim in the hippo pools, and they found nothing but his floating rubber sneakers. And then there were a few of us other favorite stories, including the New York bankers that were tricked into buying 100,000 gallons of salad oil, a tank filled with just 3 inches of oil and 30 feet of salt water. His constant reference to his BFF, best friend forever, Tommy Watson, the founder of IBM, who passed away in 1956. Punch cards. Winning sailboat races by starting on Port Tack. Who would ever think to do this? His mentor, Arthur Nielsen's constant reminder that 2 + 2 does not, in fact, equal 4 at present value. And speaking of present value, there was his in-class calculation of the value of the San Francisco quarterback Steve Young's $40 million contract awarded in 1984, which deferred payments extending through 2027. You just can't make this stuff up. But over time, I stopped fact-checking his stories, stopped searching for stamps on his passport, and embraced the magic that was Robert Chase, educator, calligrapher, journeyman, and performer extraordinary, Chris. He still insists he's not a computer god. I'm an educator who uses computers, he'd say. He believed in and taught us all the time value of money, the income statement, and the last 3 feet. Thank you, Dad, for sharing your magic and insight. I'm honored to accept this nomination for you into the Cornell Hotel Society Hall of Fame, joining Dean Howard Meek as only the second person inducted who is a non-hoteler. Well-deserved and well-played. Thank you for your passion, leadership, inspiration, and enriching so many lives, mine included. With love from your son and the many others whose lives you've touched, including leaders in this room and beyond across the hotel and restaurant industry worldwide. Thank you.